Do you have a prodigal in your life? I have a daughter that's not walking as close with God as I would like her to be. She was raised in the church, but as a parent, that can be a hard place to be.
Absolutely.
But it's one of the reasons I'm thankful that this week we're focusing on the fact that God is still the same today as he was yesterday. And one of the reasons we take a look at the Bible and look at the truth of who it says God is and who God says you are, because we know that the God in the Bible still has the same character that he had in the Bible today.
Well, and having a child who you feel like is so far away from a relationship with God, it can be a really scary thing. So having a mooring point, like an anchor space of, okay, this is who God is huge, which is why today we're turning to the story of the prodigal that's in the Bible. There's a son who he just wanted to go live in his own life. He wanted to figure out, right, kind of who he was and all of those things. So he took his inheritance from his dad and he went and he lived the fullness of the life that he could. Experienced whatever he wanted to experience, did whatever he did, ended up bankrupt. And then a famine comes. And now he's out on his luck. He ends up working for this guy who gives him a job, giving food and slop to pigs.
Which turns out to be his only food.
Because he's so hungry that that's the only thing he can manage to eat. Eventually, after what we can assume is probably years, right? Because as we know with prodigals, it's rarely a quick thing. To have this moment of turnaround, he goes, okay, wait a minute, no, the slaves at my father's house eat better than this. So then we find ourselves in Luke 15:20, where it says he returned home to his father. And while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. I love that this is how the father responded, and that this is how God responds today. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him.
Man, that is such a good picture, and it makes me feel so good as a dad knowing that all my daughter has to do is turn around, and God, like the father in this story in the Bible, he's going to run to her. He's not going to wait for her to come back to him. He is going to run to her. So if you have a prodigal in your life, or maybe you are the prodigal, the good news we have from Luke 15 today is that God still saves the prodigal.